up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Pick and Roll Podcast. I'm your co-host, John, in the Fred line.
And I am Alan J. Pandian. And in this episode, we're finally back. We're going to recap the NBA Finals. We're going to talk about how the Warriors, how I predicted they are right, but and who needs the past, whatever. So Warriors, talk about Steph Curry's legacy, see how that Finals MVP affects his legacy. Talk about the offseason moves like the draft and then free agency trades. And let's get started with some trivia.
I want to go first.
Okay.
I'm doing, my question is in the format of I'm telling you their resume.
Yeah,
so
my format.
Shut up. You didn't token it. All right. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
2-time NBA champion. 1-time NBA most valuable player. 10-time All-Star. 4-time All-NBA first team. 2-time All-NBA second team. 4-time All-NBA third team. 1-time Defensive Player of the Year. 4-time All-Defense first team. 4-time All-Defense second team. Cool. The Sportsmanship Award. And then he also is a scoring champion, a rebounding leader 1 year, a block leader 1 year, Rookie of the Year, an all-rookie first team. That's a lie. I can repeat if you need to.
I had one guy, but the Rookie of the Year kind of threw me off.
You can think out loud. Who was that one guy?
I was thinking Hakeem. But let me think. Did Hakeem win rookie? Was it Hakeem or Michael? I'm pretty sure it's Michael because he averaged like 30 as rookie or something like that.
I don't know.
Okay. I have no idea anybody else. So Hakeem Olajuwon.
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna give you a hint. So no, incorrect. Cool. You got it wrong. But I'll give you a hint. You're in the right era.
Right era.
Like smack dab in the right era. His nickname was the Admiral.
Oh, Big David.
Big David Robinson. Yes, sir.
I didn't even know he won MVP.
Yeah, no, 1995.
You never said. Oh, it wouldn't help me. I forgot about 95.
Yeah.
95 is the year everybody forgets about because Jordan wasn't there, but...
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
It still existed, and David Robinson was the best player that year. All right, ask me your question.
Okay.
Alan off camera was saying how good this was. You said you gave me what, a less than 1% chance of getting it right.
Less than 1%. Okay. So
time to shock the world.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, I should have gotten. I'm such an idiot. I should have guessed the sportsmanship award, David Robinson. That's like he's like synonymous with that. Whatever.
Yeah, you're right. He's synonymous with that.
So. In 2012 and 2013, right? LeBron was with the Heat. Kobe was with the Lakers.
Are you talking about that 1 year or the 2 years?
The 1 year, 2012, when
so that was
LeBron beat the Spurs.
Could have been unanimous MVP.
Yep. And so, my question is,
stop laughing.
Who led the league in assists that year?
I knew it was gonna be something obscure. Like I was actually picturing more obscure, so I'm pleasantly surprised. John Smith.
No.
I don't know. I give up.
The answer is. Grievous Vasquez. Bro is diming people up.
Grievous Vasquez. I'm looking this jump up now.
This jump. Grievous Vasquez.
I just spell Grievous.
Grevis. Like General. Oh, that's General Grievous. Vasquez.
Yeah. It doesn't even pop up.
What?
Oh, this dude looks like an actor. Like, not an NBA player. Okay.
Yep.
That's so... I'm never heard of this dude. Looks like he played for the Raptors, the Bucks, the Nets, the Hornets. No, the Pelicans. Sorry. The Grizzlies. All right, whatever.
All right, moving on. Speaking of assists, I think Draymond led the finals in assists, or Steph, I don't know. But going on to the NBA Finals.
Segue, I like it. Clean.
Yeah, no,
Polished.
that's terrible.
Polished.
So Steph Curry, pretty good basketball player.
Pretty darn baller, if you ask me.
Yeah. So I predicted the Warriors to win in 6, and I will continue to flaunt that for the rest of the time.
Did you actually say Warriors in 6?
I did, yes.
Okay.
But
anyone can say Warriors in 6. Did you say that like when the finals was set?
Well, I said that when the Celtics were up, actually.
All right. I mean, okay, whatever. Impressive, cool, whatever.
Okay. So what I wanted to ask you is this: now that the finals are over and we have like less recency bias and less retrospective.
The recency bias is died down.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you, how do you think this like affects Curry long time?
If you follow the NBA in any sort of aspect, you know that the one thing that eluded Steph Curry in his career literally was that coveted, elusive Finals MVP.
Yeah.
Because there's videos on it. Like, statistically, he should have won it in 2015. And I really think he should have won it. Like, Andre Iguodala got it for clamping up LeBron from
LeBron averaged 32. That's
So they saw Iguodala getting a few steals a game on LeBron, and then Curry on the other end getting clamped by an Australian.
Yeah.
They were like,
I don't know why his race. I don't know why his nationality had to do with that, but
I just feel like it was necessary. But anyways,
okay.
So I think yes, he should have won it in that year. But whatever, it's over. That was 7 years ago. It's done. And then, yes, in 2017, 2018, Kevin Durant was better than Curry, so he should have won it those years. But this really was the year that he won the Finals MVP. Cool. Now he's a 2-time MVP, 4-time champ, unanimous MVP.
He got none left to prove.
Finals MVP now.
Yeah, he got none left to prove.
What my mind immediately goes to is, where does this rank him in all-time point guards list? I would say before the Finals, 90% of NBA fans listen to him second greatest all time, behind Magic. Now I think he's undoubtedly the second greatest all time.
Yeah.
And now he's beginning to flirt with the greatest point guard of all time. What do you think?
So I think it's easy to say like, oh, Curry has 4, Magic has 5. Oh, Curry has he's the greatest shooter of all time. Yeah. Magic is like the greatest passer of all time, maybe. But like, I don't think people realize the gap between Steph and Magic is like huge. It's like Magic was like, if Magic had a longer career and didn't get AIDS and didn't get AIDS or have injuries or anything,
he's right.
He might be in the GOAT conversation. So
like I don't mean to cut you off, but I was just looking at a list of just the MVPs and the history of the league, and I feel like it doesn't get talked about enough. Magic Johnson's sudden retirement. He retired, I think 1991. Yeah, 1991 was his last year. And he like led the Lakers to the finals, and Michael Jordan beat him. And he retired that year. He won the MVP in 1989 and 1990. Yeah. So that's like Giannis retiring right now. Mm-hmm. No, literally, like when that was like his 3rd and 4th MVP. Too.
And people forget that he was like as a rookie, he was probably like one of the.
So he got drafted in 1979 and won Finals MVP.
Yeah, he was like crazy as a rookie. Yeah, so
and I think the Lakers made the finals 6 or 7 years in the 80s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And of course he had like Kareem and James Worthy to help, but he was kind of the catalyst of that team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if he just had like a normal, 16 to 18 year career,
he might have been in the GOAT conversation.
No, like seriously.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So I like, obviously it's like Steph Curry is the greatest shooter of all time, undoubtedly, but I think like people are starting to like get ahead of themselves comparing him to Magic Johnson. So
what do you think? You think Magic is still greater?
Yeah, I think he is. But when it comes to like top 10 all time, regardless of positions,
I don't think Curry was considered top 10 all time before this.
Yep. So I think, in my opinion, he might be the 10th greatest player ever. So I don't know. I'll have to say maybe like.
You think he's better than KD all time?
Yeah, because more championships, Finals MVP now, more legacy stuff. I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. One more MVP.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know.
Agree,
he might be. I think he might be 10th all time. I don't see him above like Tim Duncan or Kobe or Bill.
I think on a lot of people's lists, Shaq is 10th.
Oh yeah.
So like that would bump Shaq out of the top 10.
Yeah, a lot of people have Hakeem 10th, and I love Hakeem. Hakeem's like probably the greatest generational defender of all time. But what Steph has done is more like impact. Like he changed the game.
NBA we will have in the future for the next 20, 30 years until another influential player comes on can be because of Steph Curry.
Yeah.
This era of stretch 4s and stretch 5s,
Yeah, just
like
hunting.
In the era of it no longer flies in the league if you're 6'10", you now have to be 6'10" with a jump shot.
Yeah.
You're like 6'10", can handle the ball a little bit. Mm-hmm. That's because of Wardell Curry.
Like Curry, like teams literally change their entire offense, draft different players, and like change their entire system, fire coaches, hire new coaches, do whatever, just to fit the way Curry changed the game.
And then this new wave of players, like Curry started doing this in 2015.
Yeah.
High schoolers and college kids have now like worked on their jump shots religiously, and now so those kids have been bred, and now they're finally like making their way to the league. So there's people like, I don't know who like what's one player we were talking about that's like can shoot now.
We talk about like maybe Paulo Banchero or Jabari Smith, the best shooter coming out of the draft.
That's what it was.
Jabari Smith,
6'10", and the best shooter in the draft.
Literally, like, I don't know what to say. Like, it's just
10, 15 years ago, only people could only like shoot well if they're under 6'5".
Yeah, spot up shooters. And like, you also look at like the next guy coming out, Victor Wembanyama, 7'3", can like shoot too. Like, that's just a result of Steph Curry. So it's like now that we're done immortalizing Steph Curry, let's move on to the NBA offseason. See what the teams are up to.
Off camera, this offseason thus far hasn't been too notable because everyone's just signing back to their teams. You have people like Zach LaVine, Nikola Jokic, Steph Curry signing all these super maxes.
Yeah, Karl Anthony Towns. Yeah.
Karl Anthony Towns, big money's being thrown around. So it's not like people like the whole NBA is changing until something goes on with the Nets or the Lakers. Like if Kyrie leaves, Kevin Durant leaves, or Russell Westbrook. Yeah, I think that'll be big news. I think one of those three will happen. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just a matter of time.
I think it's okay. Go ahead.
So probably the biggest trade that's happened so far is Rudy Gobert to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Yeah. In exchange for this doesn't say.
It's basically like 4 players and 4 first-round picks plus like 3 pick swaps. So it's like 7 first-round picks. So it's like that is like crazy for Rudy Gobert. That may have been the most overpay in NBA history.
For Rudy Gobert, like how many? He's won 2 defensive players of the year.
3, I think. 3 DPOIs.
Really, 3?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and he catch lobs well.
He did. He's a great rim protector. He's a solid. He's a pretty decent finisher on them, decent touch. But like, is he worth
4 players and 4 first-round picks?
That's like a superstar trade package.
Yeah, it is. The Timberwolves are obviously in a win now mentality.
Yeah. The thing is, like, I actually don't hate it that much because I think, like, obviously you have to see this to believe it, but I think I do think Towns is they're kind of taking a page out of the Cavs book where we ran double big Mobley and
Jared
Allen. They're kind of taking a page because Rudy Gobert's like a better Jared Allen. I think Jared Allen's faster and more athletic.
Yeah.
But like I think Rudy Gobert is a better rim protector.
And now Karl Anthony Towns finally has the freedom to do what he's always wanted to do. Is like
just attack from the perimeter,
be a little bit more ball dominant, shoot a lot more. Because thus far he's been the biggest player, like the big guy in Minnesota.
Yeah.
And he's never wanted to really be in that position, but now he can.
Yeah.
So he's happy about that.
Yeah, I mean,
I got Anthony Edwards on the rise.
I think I was talking to him off camera. I think Anthony Edwards is the next like superstar.
That's crazy.
Because like if you like just
all
like
star at best,
superstar. I think he's like on his way. Because like if you watch the Grizzlies series and like just as like his season highlights, obviously you see the highlight dunks and that's just only the beginning. He's improved his shooting so much from this rookie season, and like in the Grizzlies series, like literally no one can guard him. So it's like he's a twitchy athlete who is also like very skilled. So I'm excited to see where next season goes with him. He's a hater Go.
I'm not a hater. I just don't think
when Anthony Edwards wins an MVP at some point in his career, go back to this video and look at this guy.
When Ricky Rubio is holding the finals. John Wall joins the Los Angeles Clippers. Yeah, whatever. John Wall, who hasn't played basketball at a high level since 2017. Remember that.
Okay.
We were 12 years old.
No. Okay. Listen.
It's been 5 years.
When he played
5 years ago.
When he played.
A lot can happen in 5 years.
A
lot.
When he played.
Kids born in 2017 are in kindergarten now. Just thinking about it. Last newborns when John Wall was good.
Kids are born in 2017. That's crazy. This is a fantastic move for the Clippers. So let me break it down for you guys. Let me break it down. So the Rockets bought John Wall out for his massive contract. Clippers sent him for a 2 years, $16 million deal. So it's like that's for a point guard who has been rehabbed for the past 2 years pretty much. He's had the time to heal his body and to get in good shape and to improve his skill set without, obviously he hasn't played, but like what he's been healthy. So and if you look back to what the Clippers have needed for the past few years, they needed a floor general, a point guard, and somebody who
Paul George has been bringing up the ball.
Yeah, pretty much. And he is a great point guard, he's not the John Wall floor leader, the captain John Wall is. So I think that'll be really good for them. He said this quote, but I'm just going to repeat it. Now he doesn't, like, in Washington he had to be the leading scorer with Bradley Beal, obviously, but he had to be the guy to go to. But now,
if you need a bucket, give it about him.
Yeah. So, but now he has Kawhi Leonard. People forget about Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi Leonard was just forgotten about.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean,
people forget 3 years ago he was the best player on the planet.
Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
No. In 2019, he was the best player on the planet.
That's maybe probably. But like, he was like, people forget about Kawhi.
People forget about him. And then guess what? If Kawhi is down, Paul George.
Literally.
Paul George is down. Ivanka Zubac. Kind of big. The Celtics landed Malcolm Brogdon.
That's really good.
And
for
for a bag of chips.
Yeah. So,
for a bag of chips, I should say. That's a figure of speech, meaning they gave up a little for a lot.
I think. Okay. So
a bag of chips, meaning not a lot. So it's like that's the phrase. It's supposed to be a funny little phrase.
Yeah.
Just had to clear that up.
Celtics in the finals, we saw they desperately needed a guy to bring the ball up the court and to be like a leader and control the offense, to be able to shoot the ball. So Marcus Smart, he's a decent point guard when he's not out of control, but like he's not the point guard that they need. But Malcolm Brogdon brings shooting, brings defense, brings playmaking. He's just a great all-around player and really what the Celtics. You want to talk about the Brooklyn Nets situation?
Yeah, sure.
So, if you haven't heard, Kevin Durant requested a trade a few weeks ago, and he still has not been traded. So, what is your take on this? What do you think about KD?
I don't know why. So, you gotta think. Why does he want a trade? Is he unhappy? Does he not like playing with Kyrie Irving? Is it the way the Nets have built this team around him? I don't. Is it maybe he's ring chasing again? I don't know. I just wish I knew what was going on in his brain. A lot of mystery is going on.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he's in a really good situation to win right now. Tell me about the trade that the Nets declined from the Phoenix Suns for Kevin Durant.
Yeah. So, reportedly, the Phoenix Suns offered Kevin Durant, DeAndre Ayton, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, and 6 first-round picks.
The Nets said no.
The Nets said no. That's crazy. Like,
I know KD's good and all, but like he's 34.
Yeah. And you're mortgaging your entire future for Devin Booker and Chris Paul and Kevin Durant. And no role player. It comes to a point where you just can't give up that much for Kevin Durant. Even though KD's just KD.
KD, yeah, generational talent.
You can't give up. What's the point of trading for Kevin Durant if you have nobody else? So there's like so, and then going off Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, he doesn't really have a market either, just because of everything, all his off-court drama, just like him not playing.
No one really wants him right now,
except the Lakers, and even those trades have kind of stopped because the Nets are wanting 2 first-round picks instead of just the one Lakers are offering. So it's kind of, there's no real market, and I think that they're most likely probably gonna stay on the Nets for this upcoming season.
Both of them?
Yeah, I don't think they're both going to get traded at all because no one wants them, clearly. Yeah. But I would like to see Kyrie in Miami, though. Kyrie in Miami would be super interesting. Like Kyle Lowry, Tyler Hero maybe, and then some picks maybe. So
yeah,
I think that'd be super interesting because the Heat need a shot creator and a go-get-a-bucket guy. And the Nets are mortgaging their current for the future. So I think that'd be interesting, but I think both of them are going to stay on the Nets for this season.
For this year.
Maybe get traded at the deadline. Who knows? But
well, let's talk a little bit about some of these draft players, and then we'll wrap it up.
Yeah. So
let's talk a little bit about Paulo Banchero on the
Banchero.
Orlando Magic, number 1 overall pick.
He is
numero uno.
As of right now, he looks like the most NBA ready prospect.
Yeah.
His NBA body is ready. He's a big physical player, 6'10", 235, 240. He's like built for the NBA already. And from summer league, obviously it's summer league, but just you're not playing against people who are like drafted as high as your actual NBA players. But he's looked really solid. He's looked like super aggressive, and his shot's been falling. He's been getting to the paint at will. So he looks like he's gonna have a really bright future.
I agree.
And
what about our dude Chet?
Chet Holmgren.
Talk a little bit about Chet.
Chet is such like you think of polarizing, you think of like Kyrie Irving, but like Chet's like his play style is polarizing, meaning that like you either feel really like confident about it or you like feel like you're like I don't know about that, I don't like this, and I'm like dead in the middle because like he can show flashes of like amazingness, I guess. He can dribble, he can shoot, he can score offensively, he can block shots, but then he's like 195, 7 foot 195. So
yeah, I really just don't see how successful like a skinny guy like that's gonna do in the league because like just toss literally any center.
Yeah, take Zion Williamson.
Take Giannis, take Joel Embiid.
Yeah,
even like a Nikola Jokic.
Yeah. Even like Aaron Gordon or like
Rudy Gobert and Ivanka Zubac.
Yeah.
They're just going to back him down.
So, yeah, even though he can block shots, he might still somehow be a defensive liability. So, but his offensive game should make up for that.
I'm curious to see how he's going to play out.
Yeah. He's like, of all the prospects, he has the most boom or bust potential out there.
Yeah.
Because he's like, he can be like really good if he like gets his weight together, and if he still progresses the same way, he can be really good, or he can be like a really bad defensive liability. And then I wanted to talk about Jabari Smith. Jabari Smith is my favorite prospect coming out of this draft. Not only we had talked about him earlier, but he can shoot. He is probably the best shooter coming out of this draft, other than the Cavs guy Ochai Agbaji, who shot really well as well.
This is true.
So, Jabari Smith, 6'10", 220, a twitchy athlete, amazing, really, really good defender, long defender. I think he's like his play style, his body, his shooting ability is just perfect for the modern NBA.
Yeah, I haven't really seen him play a whole lot, so I can't really give my 2 cents here. But now I'm aware.
Yeah, I'm really excited for Shaedon Sharpe.
Kind of random, but it's all right.
We didn't see him much in college because he kind of dropped out of Kentucky, but from his AAU film and from the summer league highlights, he looked really solid. He's hyper athletic. He's a scoring mentality guard. So I'm excited to see how he does. So yeah, those are my favorite.
And
prospects.
then Ogbaji, no,
Ochai
Ogbaji.
Yeah, Agbaji.
Ochai Agbaji.
For the Cavs, yes, sir.
Yeah, peep him out.
Yeah, he though he's 22 years old already, he looks like he's also ready for the NBA. He's shooting really well in the summer league.
This might be a bold take, but can you move your head that way? No, like tilt it
like this.
I think he can be better than that man one day.
He
I think the
was.
Cavs will retire number 23 and then unretire it for him.
For Ojai.
Yeah. I think that's just about it.
Yeah.
Real quick, I need everyone to go on Instagram. If you don't have Instagram, download it.
Immediately.
It's free on iPhone and Android. It's a really cool app. And your first follow can be the Pick and Roll Podcast _
Underscore.
No spaces.
That's a wrap.